Okay, everybody, we're about to start our conservation laundry today. And you can see we have our frame and our plastic, our visqueen with clamps. We put 8 gallons of distilled water in here. And now we're going to add the detergent. We have decided to use baby shampoo. It's very, very mild. And a very important point I want to make is before you do any conservation laundry, you need to spot test to make sure your colors are color fast. Now we're working with black taffeta, so that's very suspect, as you can imagine. And we first tried using Woolite, but it seemed to make the black color bleed, whereas the water and the baby detergent did not seem to make it bleed. So we think that's a pretty good sign. You can buy it in a little tiny bottle. You don't want a lot of detergent in your bath. You want some suds, but not a lot, because the more you put in there, of course, the more rinse cycles you have to do. So conservative is better, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and start adding this, because this is, of course, comparable to quite a few cupfuls. All right, you can cut anytime. So our next step is we're getting ready to immerse our dress. And number one, I want you to notice, I failed to mention, we're working outside. And that's because when we drain the water, we have to let it drain into the parking lot and into the shrubs and everything. We don't have enough room inside. But you might want to work inside. So next we're going to immerse our costume. Now, you don't want to just put it in by itself. You need some kind of support system underneath. And what we've elected to choose is tulle. That's T-U-L-L-E. It's netting like you make bridal veils and so on out of. We actually tested the tulle as well to make sure it wouldn't just fall apart in water. And it's white, so it's not going to bleed or anything like that. But you always want to double check your support system, as well as the fabric you're going to try and wash. Okay. All right, so we're going to carefully place this now on the tulle. Okay. All right, we have her immersed. It's her. This is a her. Her immersed. And we're going to let that soak for not real long. And have the nice pH neutral distilled water and our real mild detergent a chance to work. And get some of the acidity out of the lace and so on. And certainly years and years of just dust and dirt that get on everything. All right, everybody, we've had our dress soaking for an hour. And I wanted to point out we decided to put a couple of more layers of tulle over the dress to make sure no leaves fall into our bath water. Seemed like a sensible idea. And in fact, you can see the water has turned quite yellow. And this is indeed the acidity coming out of that lace. So that's kind of exciting. Because that is what we wanted indeed. So next what we're going to do is very carefully lift out the dress and empty the dirty water, replace it with nice clean rinse water, which again is distilled deionized water for the first rinse. And we'll see if we need a second rinse or not. Okay. Okay, everybody, we're at the almost final stage of our laundry project. We're in the final rinse. We've done 2 rinses with distilled water, and now we're going to remove the dress and start the drying project simply on towels, just like you would dry a piece of lingerie or something like that, something very delicate. So I'm thinking what we want to do is let's start removing the clamps here. And real important point, anytime you're picking up an artifact, make sure you have a place to put it down. Okay, we don't always think about that. So we have a table right next to our wash table where we're going to place our dress, and we have a towel ready to go for round 1 of the drying. Okay. Yeah, so. Oh, you took my bucket in, okay. All right. Okay, ready? Woo! We shouldn't have taken all the clamps out. Okay. So that's pretty funny. Did you get that on camera?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hello everybody. We have completed our conservation washing of Floy's dress, and we're pretty pleased with the results. No disasters so far. In order to dry, we pulled it out on the tool and laid it out as you would a sweater or piece of lingerie, just on some towels, and let it air dry. And so it is actually dry now. The final step will be putting it on a mannequin, and you will notice there's a lot of wrinkles. And we are going to use a steamer very carefully to try and release some of those wrinkles. You don't want to iron it. But remember, before you use a steamer, you've got to make sure your fabric is color fast. And that the steam won't make the colors run. Now, we've already tested for color fast with our water, so we know we're good to go. That's it. Okay, here we are in the last step of our conservation washing of Floy Mitchell's do-over dress, makeover dress. And we just used a steamer, which did a remarkably good job of getting out a lot of the unattractive wrinkles in the taffeta. It looks much better, it's relaxed, it hasn't done it any harm. And so now we're ready to put it on display. That's all, folks.